Happy new season to all Briars and welcome to the first weekly wrap of 2025. Rugby returned on Saturday with our first hitouts for competition points, as well as a historic first in the club's 103rd year of competition. Our first ever women's first 15 took the field in the Knight Frank New South Wales Rugby Union Women's Premiership, joining the top-level Chikarovski Cup, essentially the Women's Shoot Shield, facing the reigning premiers Sydney Uni in round one. The hosts were never going to roll out the red carpet for Briars, with the students fielding a team full of international and Super Rugby talent.
Even further brought down by Holly Cameron in the 5 and rolling towards the goal line. Pop pass inside, fended away. It's another try.
Our girls got some on-the-job training from their experienced opponents in the first half, but adjusted quickly to restrict Uni to only 3 second-half tries.
Fed finally. Pick and go from the base once more. She wants someone to try and tackle her.
The scoreboard may have been unflattering, but it was a monumental day for Briars off the field, marking a new era in our proud history.
Players, this is bordering on a maul. Ball goes to ground and the referee's going to call it a maul.
While showing the courage in the face of adversity that has defined our club.
Driving towards the line and Briars get under it, do well to stop that ball from getting to ground in any case. Solid defence and now they force the held up. What a tackle.
Just down the road at Camperdown Oval, our men's team faced Petersham in round one of the 4-20 New South Wales Suburban Rugby Division 2 competition. Our Briars Bin Chicken side started the day in 4th grade with another win over Chamois, their third since the start of last season, and once again holding our crosstown rivals to nil.
Annanen shows, gives it outside. Not on the best angle here. They go short to McDougall at the front of the line out, still going, beats 3 tackles and dives over. Would say that last season was a season to forget and would be hoping to flip things around. And Briars down the far side again. It's a dummy and go. And they're going to look to put their 3rd try on the board. And is that a sight for sore eyes here?
We took maximum points from the clash, securing the bonus point with 10 minutes remaining. A perfect start to the season after the last-minute heartbreak of results across town last year.
Short, brought down short. McDougall at the back trying to drive over.
Up next were our 3rd grade side, who recorded just the 1 win last season, taking on last year's runners-up. Petersham claimed both matches against the Briars last season, nilling us the last time we visited Camperdown, and looked to continue that trend with a try in the opening minutes.
They were the team they had to beat in the prelim, and that's a beautiful rolling maul.
Rather than being disheartened, our thirds got to work and hit back.
Advantage for a knock on. Through their hands, trying to go quickly. Awkward looking pass, but kept alive well. Over the 5 metres line. Tap and go, taken quickly. Trying to find the numbers there, and Gordon's going to have to come across and cover. It's a 3-on-0 basically, and the Briars are going to streak away again.
Going on to score 3 unanswered tries and claiming their first win over Chamois since their return to Division 2.
Is that Rana Singer hit slightly late, but had no real substantive effect. Kicked through again and bounces up for Rana Singer, and he's going to extend the lead to 2 tries.
Our young guns took the field next in Colts, facing last year's semi-finalists, who recorded an aggregate score of 75-7 against us over both of their victories last year. This time, Briars were the first to get on the scoreboard.
That's Charlie Spence in the 4, if my team list doesn't deceive me. Ball is out the back and Petersham up quickly. And there's King again. Charlie King goes through.
But it didn't take long for Petersham to gain, then extend their lead.
They've stolen it, trying to go from the base. Through the hands and knocked backwards, says the referee, playing on here. Offload inside, Cook to Harris, and Harris is going to put Petersham in the lead. Referee not obliging just yet. And Briars continue it. I think that was Billy Sean Epihara, and it's an error, and it's again that man Jack Harris on the spot, and Jack Harris for a double in 2 minutes.
Our Colties did well to close the gap on the halftime bell.
Him with the orange headgear out the back. Keeping the play alive. Bryce still moving. Estwick for the post. Needs support. They're going to wrap him up just shy of it. Short ball, King again. Looking for the line once more. Looking tackle, we play on. Through their hands once more. Going for the goal line. Try time, Briars.
But just couldn't find any more points of their own. Defence was much improved in the second half, however, frustrating the host into taking a penalty goal, but Petersham earned their bonus point with a fourth try in the final 10.
Rugby.net.au. As speaking of 4 and 20, they're looking for their fourth meat pie, and they will finally get it.
Our second graders found themselves in a similar situation to their third grade brethren, a fast-starting Petersham scoring an early try.
Want to take this tap quickly, and they do. Bryce have to adjust through their hands. They've got Joseph Bennett in the 2 jersey, and acting outside centre almost goes all the way.
Before Briars took the lead with 2 of their own later in the first half.
Slow through their hands. Crimmins outside. Finding this overlap, going down the sideline. This should be the opening try of the Briars account. Fielded there by Charlie Phillips on the back foot. Clears it right back over halfway. A little bit of kick tennis here. Personally, I don't half mind it. Briars on the counter attack. Keeps the kick low. Regathers. Looks inside. Well, that play is absolutely fantastic.
That was as far as the scoreboard would tick for Briars. However, Petersham would close the gap to 2 points prior to the bell.
It was just a clean out. They go blindside.
Before finding 3 more tries in the second half.
Going himself, Brigham. He shows and goes. And there's Brigham again, trying to dive over. He cuts through him.
Securing a bonus point win and extending their streak over us to 3 games in a row.
Go Petersham.
Then it was time for the main event. Our first 15's first match since their grand final heartbreak as they faced last year's Wooden Spooners. The hosts dedicated their efforts to the memory of their club's stalwart and life member, Reg Newton. The opening 15 minutes were a stalemate until the home side broke through for their first try.
Right up against the goal line now. Referee Mackay looking over it again. Not there yet. Petersham diving. This time they get it.
A second followed relatively quickly.
Finally gives it a belated pass. Now the numbers are there for them. Lindsay has Paxton outside. Paxton for the corner! Rolling
sparking an ambush that saw their bonus points secured before the halftime break.
Through goes Adam Bonney, playing both sides of the field. Passes inside, make it 3. Hands again, trying to find numbers. There's Daniel Paxton, beats one, offloads it to William Larder.
Briars found themselves down by 29 points at the break and were unable to respond as Petersham ran out to a 43-0 lead.
Day for him. And the offload to David Stonelake for a double.
Before Chandre Lee Silver did what he does best and scored a great solo try.
Brought down through the hands, Chandre Lee Silver. Lee Silver cuts through, beats 1, beats 2.
Another Chandre special followed soon after.
Looking to wrap around Lee Silver again. Going for the line.
Before Petersham cracked the half-century.
Exactly what Briars were doing to teams last year. Through goes Josh Ash again. Outside to Sam Peters. And Peters would be just wise to put the ball down.
Another 4 and 20 meat pie for Chandre secured his hat-trick.
The contact, stays on his feet, looking for a hat-trick, kicks ahead. Needs a good bounce, finally gets a good bounce. Has support outside him. Wanted a forward pass, they don't get it. Still with it are the Briars as they go. The
Briars' entire haul belonging to our number 13. Petersham recorded their first grade win over Briars since they returned to Division 2. A disappointing result after the highs of last season, but unfinished business remains the top squad's mantra for the remainder of the year. There are no Subbies games this weekend due to the Easter break, but Briars will host UNSW, the leaders in the Club Championship and Cowboy Cup after the first round, in 2 Saturdays' time at Rothwell, the day after Anzac Day. Our attention now turns to our women's first 15, hosting their first ever home game against the Western Sydney 2 Blues at Rothwell on Easter Saturday. Until then, for Briars Rugby, I'm Anthony Deep, and that's a wrap.